Okay, so registrations. One of the main reasons I actually switched from the PX-S1100 to the PX-S3000 was to take advantage of the 96 onboard registrations. One minor issue I have with the PX-S3000 is that some settings, like preferred touch sensitivity, don't get remembered when the piano is turned off. That was a huge issue with the PX-S1100 because that piano doesn't have onboard registrations. But with the PX-S3000, I can just use up one of those 96 registration slots for kind of a default piano setup and then quickly select it when I turn on the piano. I personally happen to like a slightly lighter touch sensitivity, so I assigned that to a registration, and I just get in the habit of quickly selecting that when I turn the piano on, so it works fine. So there are 4 areas of registrations, and within each area there are 24 banks. Those are actually the registrations. So just to scroll down to the registration menu here. Now I may change how I have mine organized, but for now I've decided to reserve Area 1 for kind of default setups for at the instrument level with variations that I may like for different instruments. For example, I may prefer an even lighter touch sensitivity for an electric piano. And so I'm going to store all of those in Area 1. And note that this display can be a little confusing because it says bank here, but I think I mentioned this before, but these are actually the areas, Area 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the bank is actually displayed on the screen. So they should switch that to, say, area, but whatever. Once you get used to it, not a big deal. And then I'm going to use Areas 2, 3, and 4 for actual specific setups for songs in my repertoire. So to choose a registration, I'll use the example of the registration I have for my default touch sensitivity. So just when I want to turn on and play the piano, I'll just quickly select this. So I'll scroll down, and I've got it in Bank 1 and Area 1. So as soon as I hit that and you see Bank 1 and Area 1 both displayed, the touch sensitivity is going to be set a little bit lighter. I can actually prove that to you by going into the function menu and keyboard and touch response, and you can see I've got it set to light 1. Now it did take me a little bit to kind of get quick at how saving registrations are saved, simply because a lot of it was the confusion between the bank and the area, but once I got that, it's really quite quick to do. So just as an example, let's set a registration up. So I'm going to go up to the voice menu, and let's choose an organ, and let's choose just some random organ in here, electric organ 6. And then I haven't shown the rhythms yet, but I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to choose a rhythm. Let's choose a jazz rhythm, and let's call it big band. Okay, and that's all I'm just going to bother choosing. You can make all sorts of different settings. You can just set the tempo. You can turn your effects on. You can assign your live control knobs. All the changes that you want to make before you want to save that registration. So now I've made all those changes, and I want to save my registration. I just come down to the registration menu, and I'm going to choose my bank first. So I'm going to choose Bank 5, and I'm going to store that in Area 4. So I'm going to hold down Store and hit 4. And it's prompting me, do you want to overwrite 5-4? I'm going to say yes. And I'll press Exit. Now I'm just going to turn the piano off and turn it back on again. So to select that registration, actually before I do anything, I'll play the rhythms. So you can hear that's a different rhythm, and I'm on a piano. So now to load that registration, I'm going to first choose my bank, which I think I chose Bank 5, and then I'm going to go over and hit Area 4, and that's going to load that registration. And there's my organ, and there's that rhythm. And once again, when I first started using the registrations, I did find it a little bit confusing, but it doesn't take long to figure it out, and it's really, really fast to use. And while it would be cool if you could name the registrations as opposed to having to figure out or remember what's in each area and bank, I use Songbook Pro for managing my lyrics and chord charts for all of the songs in my repertoire. And you can edit those sheets. So basically what I've done is, as I create a registration for each one of the songs in my repertoire, right at the top I just put in what bank and area it is on my piano, and then it's super quick and easy to load. And I can go through my repertoire really quickly and change settings super easy.